So this is 1D heat equations. So we have the mathematics of this. The code solves and animates partial differential equation. So the equation here is the partial of u with respect to time. U here is a function of x and time. So this is equal to the second partial of u with respect to x. So this is the 1D heat diffusion equations. Mathematical meaning, u here is a function of x and time. So this is the unknown scalar field. The left hand side here, this is the time rate of change. And the right hand side here, the spatial curvature second derivative. So this equation belongs to parabolic PDE. This is a linear second order in space and first order in time. Okay, so the meaning of a parabolic PDE, a PDE or partial differential equation is called parabolic. When it has one slow directions and one fast direction, it's basically it has a first derivative in time, but a second derivative in space. That's asymmetry is the signature of parabolic equations. Then for the linear PDE here, the equation is linear because u and its derivative appear only to the first power. There are no terms like u squared, the product of u and partial of u with respect to x or any other product uh, involving u. Okay, so we have the initial condition here for our equation. So initial condition time is 0 here. So this is only a function of x. So this is equal to u as a function of x only. So time here is equal to 0. So this is equal to sine pi x. At time equal to 0, the solution starts as a single sign mode. So this function satisfies the boundary conditions automatically. So mathematically, this is eigenfunctions of the Laplacian operator. So we have here the operator, the second derivative with respect to x here is the Laplacian in one dimensions. It measures the curvature or nonconformity of a function at any given point. So the eigenfunctions here, sine pi x function is an eigenfunction if after the operator acts on it, the result is the same function multiplied by constant. So the eigenfunctions negative pi squared. This constant is the eigenfunctions. It represents the scale or intensity of the transformations. Okay, so we have the boundary conditions here. U as a function of x and t, x here is equal to 0. So this is only a function of time. So this is equal to 0. So if x is equal to 1, the time here is, it does not affect the factor of time here. So x is equal to 1. So u uh, as a function of x and t, x here is equal to 1. So this is also equal to 0. So these are the Dirichlet boundary conditions. So mathematically, the solution is constrained to be 0 at both ends. So this defines a self-adjoint boundary value problem. It leads to a discrete spectrum of eigenmodes. Okay, so we have number 4, the analytical structure of the solutions. For this specific setup, the exact solution is u as a function of x and time is equal to e to the negative pi squared t times the sine of pi x. So we have the meaning of self-adjoint boundary here. The self-adjoint, this is a property of the operator, the second derivative. A self-adjoint operator is mathematically symmetric. So critical consequences of being a self-adjoint are real eigen, real eigenvalues. The eigenvalues like negative pi squared will always be real numbers, which is essential for physical models like heat or vibrations. Orthogonality, different eigenfunctions like sine pi x and sine 2 pi x are orthogonal, meaning they can be used as independent building blocks to construct any other functions, much like xyz axis in 3 in the space. So the discrete spectrum uh, eigenmodes, when you fix the boundaries of a domain, you can just fit any wave inside. You can only fit waves that land perfectly at the ends. So we have the discrete instead of continuous range possibilities. You get the specific list here. So the sine pi x, sine 2 pi x, and sine 3 pi x. The meaning of spectrum, this is the full set of eigenvalues, negative pi squared, negative 4 pi squared, negative 9 pi squared, associated with those here. So these are the eigenvalues. The eigenmodes, these are the specific natural shift or vibration the system can take. So the key mathematical properties here, the separation of variables applies. The sign function remains unchanged in if the exponential factor causes decay in time. The role of in this solve, even though an analytical solution exists, Mathematica uses finite difference method of lines, time stepping, facial discretizations. So this allows extension to nonlinear variable coefficients, complex geometries. So we have the meaning of the animation here. The animation plots x as a function of x on time. So time here is an element of 0 to 1. So mathematically, you see visualizing a decaying eigenmode, the semi-group evolution of a parabolic operator. Okay, so we have the meaning of a parabolic operator here. This just refers to the right hand side of the heat equation, the right thing acting on it, second partial of u with respect to x. So this operator takes u and produces its second spatial derivative. It is called a parabolic operator because, as discussed earlier, it produces a parabolic PDE behavior, diffusion, and smoothing. We have the semi-group evolution of parabolic operator. The semi-group evolutions. This is the key idea. Think of it this way. The solution at any time can be obtained by applying a single evolution operator to the initial conditions. So for the heat equation, specifically, this operator is t as a function. T is e to the negative pi squared t. So acting on each mode separately. So t of t takes out whatever is state the system is in the right now and advances it forward by time. So the word semi-group comes from the key property. This evolution satisfies the t of t1, t as a function of t sub 2 is equal to t as a function of the sum of t sub 1 and t sub 2. So in plain words, evolving forward by time t sub 1 and then by time t sub 2 gives exactly the same results as the evolving forward by time 1 plus time 2 in one shot. So this evolution is consistent and composable. So it is called the semi-growth rather than a full growth because you cannot only go forward in time, not you can only go forward in time, not backward. So you cannot reverse the heat equation and recover the past. Heat diffusion is irreversible. So T of T t as a function of small letter t here only exists for time greater than 0, which is why it is a semi-group and not a full group. Then we have the physics of this PDE models high heat diffusion in thin rod. So we have the physical interpretation here, u of as a function of x and time. So the u here as function of x and time refers to the temperature. So x here, position along the rod, time, the t here the time. So unit depend on the scaling of when dimensionless here. So we have the physical law behind the equations. So the heat equation comes from Fourier's law. So Q here is Q as a vector here is equal to negative of P times the gradient of T here. So we have the combined with energy conservations, constant thermal properties. So you obtain the partial of T with respect to the time here is equal to diffusion here times the square of the gradient of T here, the temperature. So in your code, the initial diffusivity alpha is equal to 1 as scale units. So we have the boundary condition, the physical meaning. So x equal to 0 and at x equal to 1, we have time. Time t is not affected here, so that is equal to 0. So physically, ends of the rod are kept at fixed 0 temperature. So perfect thermal contact with heat sink. So we have the initial conditions, physical meaning, u as a function of x, but time here is equal to 0, so this is equal to sine pi x. So this means the rod is initially hottest at the center. Temperature smoothly goes to 0 at the ends. No discontinuities. Physically realistic. So what the animation shows here, as time increases, heat flow from hot regions to cold regions. The temperature profile is smooth and decays. Total thermal energy decreases due to heat loss at boundaries. So we have the key physical insight here. Diffusion destroys gradient and smooth structures. So what does destroys gradient mean? So the heat equation does not allow steep differences to survive. Wherever there is a sharp difference, temperature difference, wherever there is a sharp temperature difference between two neighboring points, heat automatically flows from the hotter points to the cooler points, reducing that difference over there. So the steeper the gradient, the faster it gets destroyed. This is actually visible in the decay rates of the mode. No? For example, mode 1, sine pi x, gentle slow arch, decrease as e to negative pi squared t. Mode 2 here, sine 2 pi x, more quickly. Steeper gradients decrease as e to the negative 4 pi squared t, 4 times faster. Then mode 3 here, sine 3 pi x, even more wiggly, decrease as e to the negative 9 pi squared t, so 9 times faster. So higher modes which have steeper gradients die out much faster. So the diffusion operator actively penalize sharp features. So why the shift does not change? Only the amplitude decreases, so e to negative pi squared t, because the initial condition is a single eigenmode. No mode coupling occurs in a linear system. So if you started with a general shape, it would decompose into u as a function of x and time is equal to the summation of e sub n e to negative n squared pi squared t times sine n pi x. So higher modes decay faster. So we have the deeper physical insight here. important. So this simulation illustrates irreversibility. Entropy increases, arrow of time, loss of informations, fundamental behavior of parabolic systems. So we have increase of time here. But let us first discuss the equation used here. So this is the, before we proceed to the uh, animation, let us first discuss the equation used in the animation. This is the heat equation, also called the diffusion equations. The partial v with respect to time is equal to the secant partial v with respect to x. So with these conditions, initial condition here, u as function of x, and time here is equal to 0. So this is a function of x only. So this is equal to sine pi x. So the starting temperature here, starting temperature distribution along the rod. Then we have the boundary conditions at x equal to 0. So the temperature here equal to 0. At x equal to 1, temperature here is equal to 0. Both ends of the rod are held at 0 temperature for all time. So the code solved this numerically over the domain of x from 0 to 1, and for the time from 0 to 1 also, using mathematicals in this solve. So the solution to this particular setup is actually known analytically. So this is the solution of these equations. Because the initial condition sine pi x is already exactly the first mode of the system. So only one mode is excited, and it simply decays exponentially over time without exciting any other mode. A perfect example of no mode coupling in a linear system. So we have here the at time equal to 0. So the temperature here is equal to 0. Uh, so at time equal to 1, so the temperature here is equal to 1. So this is the value of x. If x is equal to 0, time is the temperature is also equal to 0. At x equal to 0.5, the temperature is 1. So the temperature here is maximum at x equal to 0.5. So as you increase the value of x here up to the end also, the temperature becomes 0. The temperature is maximum at the center of the rod. Now we have the time here. So we have the control time here. So we have a time here equals 0. So as we increase the time, so the time here is as we increase the time, so we can also have the maximum temperature. So the maximum temperature here, maximum temperature at time equals to 0. As we increase the time, the temperature also decreases until such time that the temperature becomes completely equal to 0 here.